students. I welcome you all for today's presentation. I am Mehtab Jahan Bukhari, Professor of Botany at Government College of Arts, Science, Commerce, KPM Goa. The program is Bachelor of Science, first year. Subject is Botany, Semester 2. The course code is BOC 102. Course title is Biodiversity 2, Vascular Plants. The title of the unit is Gymnosperms and the module name is Anatomy of Cycas. The outline includes anatomy of root, stem, and leaf of cycas. On completion of this module, students understand the anatomy of root, stem, and leaf of cycas and will be able to give the comparative account of normal and coralloid root of cycas. Students, in the previous module, we have seen the morphology of cycas. Now let us see the anatomy of cycas. The sporophytic plant of cycas is differentiated into root, stem, and leaves. The leaves form a crown at the apex of the stem. Each leaf is megaphyllous, green, having two distinct portions, a central stout axis known as rachis and needle-like or elongated lanceolate leaflets arranged around the central axis. In this module, I will explain the anatomy of normal root, coralloid root of cycas, young stem and old stem, leaflet of cycas and rachis of cycas. Let us begin with the anatomy of cycas normal root. Internally, the cycas normal root consists of three well-defined regions. The outermost layer known as epiblema, which is one-celled in thickness, made up of compactly arranged thin-walled cells. Following the epiblema is the second region known as cortex, which is multi-layered in thickness, made up of thin-walled parenchymatous cells. Some of the cells encloses tannin or they are tannin-filled cells. The cortical region surrounds the central stele, comprising of one celtic endodermis, followed by one celtic pericycle, which surrounds the vascular tissues like xylem and phloem. The stele is triarch in nature, and it is exarch, with metaxylem in the center and protoxylem towards the periphery. Cycas coralloid roots are negatively geotropic, dichotomously branched, and are inhabited by blue-green algae, and they are coral-like in appearance. When we take the transverse section of this root of cycas, it appears circular in outline and shows three well-defined regions: periderm, cortex, and stele. Periderm is the outermost layer, made up of cork and cork cambium. Following the periderm is the white cortical zone, which is differentiated into outer cortex, middle cortex, and inner cortex. The cells of outer cortex and inner cortex are thin-walled, parenchymatous, and some of the cells are filled with tannin, while the middle cortex forms the algal zone. The cells are elongated and are filled with filaments of blue-green algae, such as Anabilna and nostoc, which helps in fixing nitrogen. The cortical region surrounds the central stele, which is triarch and exarch in nature. The stele encloses one celtic endodermis, followed by one celtic pericycle, which surrounds xylem and phloem. Here is the leaflet of cycas, showing revolute margins. The tiers of leaflet of cycas shows upper epidermis and lower epidermis. The epidermal cells are compactly arranged and are covered with thick cuticle. The stomata are restricted only to the lower epidermal layer and not the upper epidermis. Following the epidermis is the hypodermis, made up of thick-walled sclerenchymatous cells. The hypodermal cells are 2 to 3 layered in the midrib region and single layered in the laminar region. hypodermis is followed by mesophyll region, differentiated into upper palisade and lower spongy tissues. The palisade cells are compactly arranged, elongated, and are filled with chloroplast. The mesophyll tissues, showing spongy tissues, are loosely arranged and are filled with chloroplast. In between the palisade and spongy tissues are present laterally elongated cells known as transfusion tissues, which helps in lateral conduction. The center is occupied by vascular bundle. It is restricted to the midrib region. Here is the enlarged view of single vascular bundle of Cycas leaflet. It shows diploxylic xylem, having metaxylem, protoxylem, and isolated metaxylem. It is surrounded by bundle sheath cells. Coming to the rachis of Cycas. Rachis is the central stout portion around which the leaflets are seen arising in alternate or opposite manner. When we take the transverse section of this portion, the rachis, it appears biconvex in outline. On the anterior side, we can see two gaps, which is due to the development of leaflets arising on either side on the rachis. The vascular bundles are arranged in the form of inverted letter omega. When we take the enlarged portion of a part of this rachis, it appears like this. It shows outermost single-layered epidermis made up of compactly arranged cells covered with thick cuticle and interrupted by stomata. Following the epidermis is hypodermis, comprising of two layers of chlorin-camatous cells, loosely arranged, which is followed by thick-walled scleron-camatous cells. The hypodermis surrounds the ground tissue region, made up of thin-walled parenchymatous cells. The ground tissue region encloses a large number of vascular bundles and mucilage canals. And the xylem here is diploxylic in nature. This is the single vascular bundle seen in the rachis of Cycas. Each bundle has bundle sheath cells around it. The vascular bundles are conjoint, collateral, and open type. The arrangement of xylem elements shows variation at the base, in the middle, and at the apex of the rachis. At the base, it is endarch in nature. In the middle, it is pseudomesarch, whereas at the apex, it is exarch in nature. So it shows variation at the base, middle, and apex of rachis. Coming to the anatomy of young stem of Cycas, it appears wavy in outline due to presence of woody leaf bases. The Cycas young stem shows three well-defined regions: epidermis, cortex, and stele. Epidermis is the outermost layer, made up of thick-walled, compactly arranged cells. Following the epidermis is the white cortical zone, made up of thin-walled, parenchymatous cells, enclosing a large number of leaf traces and mucilage canals. The cortical region encloses a number of vascular bundles arranged in the form of a ring-like manner. Each vascular bundle is conjoint, collateral, and open type, and it is endarch in nature, with protoxylem in the center and metaxylem towards the periphery. The center is occupied by pith, made up of thin-walled parenchymatous cells and enclosing mucilage canals. These are the two types of leaf traces seen in the section of Cycas stem. And the two types of leaf traces are straight type and girdle type. Coming to the anatomy of old stem of Cycas, it appears wavy in outline due to presence of woody leaf bases. The secondary growth in Cycas old stem begins with the activity of cambium. The interfascicular and fascicular cambium join hands, forming a complete ring of cambium, which cuts off secondary phloem towards the outer side and secondary xylem towards the inner side. In this way, a number of concentric rings of secondary tissues, vascular tissues, are formed by the activity of cambium. In the center, we have the pith made up of thin-walled parenchymatous cells, enclosing a large number of mucilage ducts. The cortex, which is the region followed by epidermis, also encloses a large number of leaf traces and mucilage canals. These are the books referred for preparing this e-content. Thank you, students.